Weekly summary from the Presidency of the Libyan government. The Libyan government, led by Dr. Osama Hamad, clarified all misconceptions in the briefing of the Special Envoy of the Secretary General and head of the United Nations Support Mission in Libya, Mr. Abdullah Bitali, to the Council. It emphasized that the briefing was devoid of the truth and demonstrated its clear bias towards one party at the expense of another, calling for the reconsideration of the work of the support mission in Libya and the replacement of the current head and other members. The Ministry of Transportation of the Libyan government began implementing maintenance and paving projects for several roads in the city of Kafra in the southern region. The project management department at the ministry commenced overseeing the maintenance and construction of an asphalt road linking Taharat Afroun to the intersection of Shaib Road, extending to Gaddafi roundabout. Additionally, project to construct a road from Lamin intersection to Gaddafi roundabout, reaching Green roundabout, and another project to build road from the city center to Al-Qarra and another road from Jam Abu Shaful to the Dakhiliya Street. Mr. Atif Al-Abidi, the head of the General Authority for Endowments and Islamic Affairs, discussed avenues for cooperation with the internal security apparatus in Sabha to enhance stability in the region, combat ideological extremism, moral degradation, and safeguard the creed of the emerging generations from the waves of moral decay, atheism, crystallization, and chemism, aiming to achieve intellectual and moral security in the country. During his meeting with the head of the apparatus in Sabha, Colonel Ali Faytouri, in the presence of the coordinator of Endowments Office in the Southern Region, Mr. Masoud Saidi, an agreement was reached to establish appropriate mechanisms for constructive and continuous cooperation between the authorities and apparatus with educational institutions, as they are relied upon to instill correct Islamic values in the emerging generations to achieve the desired and goals. The Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Local Governors and Chairman of the Enumeration and Compensation Committee, Mr. Abu Bakr al-Zawi, inspected the work of the Damage Assessment and Enumeration Committee resulting from Hurricane Daniel in the city of Derna, to monitor the final list and complete the disbursement of compensation bonds to the remaining affected individuals in the coming period. Al-Zawi also emphasized during the meeting held in Derna the importance of completing field visits to damaged homes to ensure the enumeration of all damages and the delivery of bonds to their rightful owners. The Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Dr. Osama Hamad, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor Aguila Saleh, alongside the Director General of the Libya Reconstruction Development Fund, Engineer Bilqasim Haftar, and the Chairman of the Reconstruction and Stability Committee, Mr. Hatem Al-Arabi, and the Commander of the Security and Military Region in Derna, General Abdel Basit Boughreis, inaugurated a number of housing and service projects in the city of Derna. These projects include the completion of 2,000-unit housing project within facilities and services, and structured the reconstruction of Derna University, the construction of modern bridges connecting the banks of Derna, in addition to the maintenance of the historical symbol of Derna, the Sahaba Mosque, and the reconstruction, rehabilitation, and maintenance of several schools, government institutions, and other projects. The Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Dr. Osama Hamad, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor Aguila Saleh, accompanied by the Director General of the Libya Reconstruction and Development Fund, Engineer Bilqasim Haftar, inspected maintenance and development works at Derna University. Additionally, Dr. Osama Hamad, the Prime Minister of the Libyan government, and Councillor Aguila Saleh, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, accompanied by Engineer Bilqasim Haftar, the Director General of the Libya Reconstruction Development Fund, and Mr. Hatem Al-Arabi, the Chairman of the Reconstruction and Stability Committee, and General Abdel Basit Boughreis, the Commander of the Security and Military Region in Derna, visited the graves of the victims of Derna and the Green Mountain and Fatayah area. They recited Surah Al-Fatiha and remembers of the catastrophe that befell the city and the Green Mountain, which saddened the nation and unified the hearts of Libyan and brought them together. Libyan Prime Minister Dr. Osama Hamad called on the Libyan people to uphold their constitutional rights, express their will, and choose their representatives through fair elections that ensure the achievement of their democracy. He emphasized that the Libyan government is working towards this goal, expressing support for the completion of municipal elections and commitment to fulfilling the remaining democracy milestone. Prime Minister Dr. Osama Hamad commended the role of Abelyan and Marsus forces from Misrata and their counterparts from the western cities in eliminating Islamic State, ISIS. This came during his speech on the occasion of the February Revolution, where he praised the role of the armed forces in combating the terrorism and religious extremism. Prime Minister Dr. Osama Hamad expressed full confidence in the Libyan people, who are fully aware of the all plots against them by external and internal actors in Libyan affairs. He criticized the UN mission for the failing to support any projects that ensure solution to the crisis and ends the division. He also expressed his government's unwillingness to welcome the current UN envoy, Abdullah Bitali, and readiness to deal with any successor. Prime Minister Dr. Osama Hamad condemned in the strongest terms the crime that shook humanity in western Libya, following the killing of 9 youths in the Hafba area in Tripoli. He stated the scenario of chaos and vandalism continues due to the control of armed groups over the reins of power in the capital Tripoli. He called on the Attorney General to launch an immediate investigation into the incident, reaffirming the Libyan government's readiness to provide assistance in restoring security and in controlling the security station in Western region, similar to the secured stable in Eastern and Southern region, thanks to the efforts of the armed forces and the Ministry of Interior. Minister of Water Resources in the Libyan government, Mr. Mohammed Dilma, inaugurate several water projects in Jdabia after their completion under the direct supervision of the ministry. The ministry completed projects to supply Fallujah and Damascus neighborhood in Jdabia with drinking water as a part of its plan to improve water services in the country. The ministry stated in a press release during the inauguration that this achievement reflects the ministry's commitment to meeting citizens' needs for safe drinking water, contributing to the improving of their quality of life and health. He also affirmed the Libyan government's commitment under the leadership of Dr. Osama Hamad to provide safe drinking water to every household, neighborhood, and city in Libya, and its efforts to implement and water projects in various cities and regions. Health Minister in the Libyan government, Dr. Uthman Abdul discussed the problems and obstacles facing the operation of Sabrata Medical Center and ways to resolve them during his meeting with the Center Director, Mr. Hussein Bouzahwa. The meeting discussed ways to organize work on the ongoing projects at Sabrata Medical Center, including the intensive care unit, which will be opened in the near future. The minister issued instructions to provide urgent needs for the center, cover the shortage in medical and assistant medical staff, urgently equip the care unit, and complete ongoing maintenance work. Interior Minister in the Libyan government, Major General Isam Bouzarib, along with the Deputy Minister of Interior, Colonel Faraj Gaim, opened the Graduate College of Security and Legal Science in Benghazi. After the opening, Minister conducts an inspection tour with his guests inside the college departments and facilities to familiarize himself with the study methodology of regulation and laws adopted within. He emphasized in his speech during the ceremony that the aim of establishing the college is to alleviate the security institutions, personnel, and keep pace with the global developments in the security field, urging all ministers' affiliates to equip themselves with knowledge. He also reiterated his commitment to provide all necessary resources and capabilities for development and rising the academic level. The Libyan government established a new school in the Boyrat Lasoon area, one of the branches of Misrata municipality. Following government delegations' follow-up visit to the areas to assess the clear deficiency in its schools, the delegation observed the students' reliance on old and qualified plastic containers for their educational process. The establishment of the new school and development of its facilities according to the modern integrated standards are part of the government's ambitious project for all parts of Libya. This based on the instruction of Prime Minister Dr. Osama Hamad to develop remote and most needed areas, upgrade educational facilities, support students and teaching staff, and provide the suitable environment for them according to the latest capabilities in all regions and cities of Libya. The First Circuit of Benghazi Court of Appeals issued its ruling today, Tuesday, February 20, 2024, in the appeal filed by Dr. Osama Hamad in his capacity as a Minister of Planning and Finance in the Libyan government. General Decision Number 580/2023 granted permission to the Ministry of Finance and Planning to increase allocations of third chapter financial agreements by more than 10 billion dinars. The decision was issued December 28, 2023 by the head of the government of the National Unity, whose term was expired. The court ruled in the urgent aspect to suspend the implementation of the appeal decision pending a final decision on the matter, meaning that the decision is not enforceable and its all effects are frozen. This ruling joins the numerous judicial ruling issued by the Libyan Judiciary, the annual series of legitimate decisions issued by government that continues to serve power despite ending of constitutional term. The Ministry of Planning and Finance and the Libyan government has requested all monitoring entities, financial service offices and municipalities, financial controls of ministries, authorities, public institutions, financial controls in universities, hospitals, institutes, centers, and independent bodies to submit the final accounts of the fiscal year 2023, along with detailed statement for each account from the government accounts supported by the Libyan government during the first week of March 2024. This comes as a part of the Libyan government's commitment under the leadership of Dr. Osama Hamad to achieve final transparency, safeguard public funds, and identify any deficiency in financial support procedures for all entities funded by the Libyan government. State Minister for Immigration Affairs illegally in the Libyan government, Mr. Fathi Tabawi, reviewed the result related to the International African Conference on Migration, recently hosted by the city of Benghazi, with extensive African participation. During his meeting with the director of the African Studies Center in Benghazi, Dr. Ali Ramadan Abu Bakr, several important files were discussed, as well as ways to coordinate cooperate and work within common vision and strategy between the ministry and the center, focusing on exchanging views on the issue of irregular migration and displaced persons in the south of Sudan. Minister of Environment in the Libyan government Dr. Muhammad Abdel Hafiz led a delegation to the capital Tripoli and its surrounding areas to offer condolences and sympathy for the victims from the various regions and facilities in the western region. The delegation carried a message of condolences from the Libyan government and the General Command, and they were received by a number of dignitaries and elders from the western region, as well as the families of the victims who expressed their appreciation for the visit, which reinforced the principle of brotherhood and sympathy of the Libyan Hood. State Minister for Women's Affairs in the Libyan government, Dr. Intisar Aboud, commemorated the World Day of Social Justice on February 20th, in cooperation with the Fuayhat Municipality Branch in Benghazi, with the participation of elite members from civil society organizations, human rights activists, and the presence of several civilian and military officials. Scientific papers and interventions were presented during the ceremony, discussing the concept of foundation, principle, and values of social justice, as well as the distribution of wealth in the state and the text of Sharia adopted by the House of Representatives regarding the social justice in various fields. Prime Minister of the Libyan government, Dr. Osama Hamad, issued a decree number 42 for the year of 2024, appointing Mr. Abdelmanem Mohammed as the chairman of the State Properties Authority Board of the Directors. The Libyan government mourns the loss of Benghazi and the nation, Mr. Mohammed al-Rabi, known as Ahmeda Fasulia, who presented an integral part of the city popular, culture, and social history. The government stated his restaurant was permanent landmark that brought everyone together with the essence of mutual respect, friendship, and love for the city.